Hi, Hannah.
Hi.
How are you today?
Doing okay.
Yeah, okay.
Doing okay.
Well, thank you for coming back to see me today. I really appreciate that. I know our first session was really hard because you were talking about losing your dad, and you told me all the events surrounding that, and I appreciate you filling me in on all that. But I know it was a difficult session, so I really appreciate your coming back for a second session.
I appreciate you listening.
So tell me how you are today.
I'm feeling okay. I've been going around and it's just been lingering and it's just been slow. It's been hard to get up out of bed, hard to go find a job. Relationships have been struggling. Life is difficult in general.
Okay. And this is again the result of your having problems with your father's death that 5 years ago.
Yes, yes, definitely. Just getting over that. There's a void, and I don't know how to fill it.
Okay.
Because he was a major part of my life.
Okay. Okay. Well, I know that last time we talked about the circumstances and the events around his death, and this time I wanted to talk to you about your thoughts about his passing. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So tell me, since you've had such difficulty getting past the grief of losing your dad, what kind of thoughts has this made you think about yourself?
About myself, I
Mhm.
just thought, I wake up in the morning, I think, I'm just angry. Just angry. Like, why did this happen to me? You know, I've had friends that have lost people, and they just get over it. And I thought, I can bounce back. I'm young. I usually bounce back from things, so why didn't I bounce back? But it's been 5 years, you know, and how can I bounce back from it? I don't understand. I'm still in shock.
Okay.
And now I'm coming to you to, I guess, talk it out. And where can we go from here? You know, because I feel like I've tried things, but I need to come to you and seek help.
And then what kind of feelings have you had about not being able to bounce back?
So quickly, because I bounce back quickly. I guess frustration would be one too.
Frustration?
Because it not only puts a strain on things, like finding relationships, and just friends, because I've isolated myself.
Okay.
So I was once a very social person, you know, lots of friends and all that, and because of this, now I just isolate myself.
Okay.
So I isolate from friends, I've isolated from the family, and I've just isolated from even getting a relationship. So all of this has left me inside.
So what I think I hear you saying is that the thoughts that you're having is, what's wrong with me? Why can't I just get over this? Why can't I bounce back like I normally have in the past? And then your feelings are anger and frustration, and it sounds like some loneliness too, because you kind of created this small little world for yourself. Okay. And then, what kind of behaviors have you had from these thoughts and these feelings that you're experiencing? Have you had any behaviors where you try to like avoid feeling this way?
And I think, like I said earlier, I think it's more since I was able to bounce back from other situations in my life. I think, well, maybe I have bounced back, and so I avoid this whole situation in general, that it didn't happen.
Okay.
And things like that, when it really has. 5 years has gone by, and when I look back at it, I think, what have I done? And I literally have done nothing. I'm here, I don't have a job, I don't have a relationship, and I look around, I don't have friends either. So the isolation, all of that, it's just drained me, and it's brought me down. So that's where I'm at right now.
Okay. So, what kind of things have you tried to do in the past to help you with the grief that you've been feeling for the past 5 years? Like, have you done anything to try to help yourself?
I have. I've looked online. I've read articles, and it's included things like depression, loss of a family member, multiple articles, and it just got to the point where nothing was working. I couldn't get over the loss, and I couldn't do anything. Even going outside was difficult. Talking to people was difficult. You know, really anything.
Okay.
I've tried, and now it's them talking to you.
Okay. Okay. Would you say that you've tried everything that you know of to help yourself with this problem?
I would say, to my knowledge, I've tried everything. I've looked up a lot of articles on the internet. I even tried videos on YouTube, and those were somewhat helpful. It's kind of like a Band-Aid. They just kind of put it over the problem, but there was still a problem. And that's why it's been 5 years. Like I said, I didn't bounce back as quickly. It's just been here, lingering for 5 years.
Would you be willing to try something different?
Yes, I would. I know it's difficult to lose someone, especially my father, but I'm willing to get back into the social life. I guess I shouldn't say I'm willing, I want to get back into the social life with my family. You know, I want a relationship, I want these things, and it's been 5 years, so I should have these things. My dad would want these things. I am willing.
Well, there is a therapy that is pretty new to me that I would like to try with you. It's called acceptance and commitment therapy.
Okay.
And basically, it's a therapy that helps you to look at the thoughts that you're having and the feelings that you're having and what behaviors that they're bringing about in you. Like we talked about earlier, you know, you had some thoughts that were, what's wrong with me? And then feelings, frustration and anger, and then the behavior from that is now you're isolating from others and shutting yourself off. And it gets you to look at those things and to really examine and recognize how your behavior is being dictated by your feeling and your thinking, and how you can use different tools and strategies in this therapy to help you to behave differently even if your thoughts and your feelings don't change. Okay? So what if I told you that I thought the problem wasn't that your father died, but it's how you think and feel about your father dying?
Okay. So it's how I'm carrying myself and thinking?
Kind of.
Okay.
Basically, you could understand how when you have certain thoughts and certain feelings, and those are motivating your behavior, like your thoughts of what's wrong with me, why can't I get over this, you know, and feelings of anger and frustration because you're not getting over it is now dictating the fact that you're spending a lot less time with friends and family and people like that. You're isolating. So we are in control of ourselves, and we don't have to listen to our thoughts and feelings. And we can behave whether we believe what we think and feel or not. It's just kind of a matter of retraining ourselves. Okay?
Yeah.
Kind of a process of retraining ourselves the way that we desire instead of allowing our feelings and thoughts to dictate how we behave. So the first thing that we need to talk about is willingness in this therapy is really important, because willingness is a deliberate choice. It's a moment-by-moment choice to voluntarily take whatever that life is giving you. Okay? Whatever life's giving you, you're saying, I voluntarily accept that. You know? You don't have to like it. You don't have to approve of it. You don't have to want it. You just have to simply notice that it is and just kind of go from there. What you're doing is you're giving up the struggle of trying to change what life is giving you. You know, the struggle that you're in right now is the death of your dad, right?
Right.
So there's nothing we can do to go back and change that fact, right? But we can do something about your reaction to that. Okay? And we can do that by your noticing the fact that you're having a difficult time, but not trying to change how you think or feel about it. Because what's happened has happened. And it just is. This basically helps you to get out of the struggle. So that way, instead of struggling against what you don't like, what's occurred, then you can just plan for what you want to do next, now that it's occurred. Basically, this is just for more flexible responding, and hopefully for you to become more aware of your choices and moment-to-moment experiences. Okay. Willingness should help you notice how you get hooked into the struggle too, because there are certain thoughts and feelings that trigger you, that keep you stuck, which is, like you said, one of the reasons why you're not able to be motivated to get up, get a job, do all the things that sound like are really important to you. Okay. So you want to be able to let go of that struggle and live in right now.
So you're saying that right now I'm going against the ways and I should be just writing it out? Because you're saying that I'm trying to change what basically the universe has served for me.
Right.
But instead of changing it, I should be just accepting what's given to me.
Well, let me ask you this. How would you change it? How would you change what the universe is giving you?
Well, I'd bring it back.
How? I mean, how can you do that now?
I can't.
Right.
Okay.
So, what is easier for you? What's more important to what's important to you? Is you're trying to bring him back, and you just said out of your own admission you can't. Or writing it out, as you just said.
Okay.
Are you going to stay here and stay stuck in this position, or are you going to try something different?
Try something different.
Okay.
It's difficult to say that.
I know it is, but that's okay.
Okay.
You don't have to feel it. You don't have to think it. Remember?
Okay.
It's okay to try something different and not feel it or think it. And as a matter of fact, I give you kind of an example of what I mean. Let's say that you want to throw a big party. And you're all excited about the party, and you call your friends. You get your phone out and you call friends that you want to come to the party. Let's say that you get ready for the party, and your friends show up, and you're having a great time, okay? But then you hear the doorbell ring, and you don't know who it is because everybody that you called is already at the party, okay? But let's say that you go to the door, and it's your neighbor, your stinky neighbor, your rude neighbor, neighbor that you don't want at your party. But before you can stop your neighbor just runs right past you. And before you know it, he's out there with your friends, and he's all stinky, and he's helping himself to food, and he's helping himself to drinks, and he's crashed your party. Okay? So what do? You run out there and you try to round up the neighbor and try to get him back out of the front door. You lead him back through the house and you get him out of the front door, and you put him out of the party. So you go back to your party, and you're having a good time again. And before you know it, ding dong, the doorbell rings again. You go back to the door, guess who it is? It's your neighbor. He runs past you again. He's back in the party. What do?
Try to round him up again.
You got to get him out of there, right? You round him up, you get him out of the party. So this time you decide that you're going to keep him out of the party. So you're going to wait by the door. And you're going to stay there to keep him out of the party. Everybody's having a good time. Except who?
Me.
Why?
Because I'm trying to worry about the neighbor.
Right. You're not enjoying your own party. Because you're at the front door. So now you have a choice to make. You can stay by the door and keep the neighbor out. Or you can go back to the party and enjoy your friends.
Mhm.
Your neighbor may show up.
Okay.
You can stay at the door. Try to keep the neighbor out. Or you can go back to the party and be with your friends.
Mhm.
Have a good time. Maybe talk about the neighbor.
Mhm.
What do you think you want to do?
Have a good time with my friends.
You want to go to the party?
Go back to the party.
Okay.
Correct.
Well, great. That's what we're trying to work through.
Mhm.
Because the thoughts and feelings that you've been having, that's been keeping you at the front door.
Okay.
And we want you back at the party. The neighbor may show up. He'll still be stinky.
Mhm.
He'll still say rude things to your friends, help himself to food.
Mhm.
But you'll be at the party.
So there'll always be a struggle, but that'll still be going on. Okay.
That's right.
Okay. Got it.
So one of the tools that we can use to help you to stay in the now, stay in today, is by using a tool that is called mindfulness. It's pretty popular. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Mm-mm.
Mindfulness is focus on the present and what's going on with you right here, right now. It just kind of helps you get centered, slows everything down, so you can think about where you are, where you want to be, and what's most important to you.
Okay.
How to get to what's most important to you.
Okay.
So I want to try a mindfulness exercise, if that's okay with you.
Mhm.
It'll just be a mindfulness thing, and it's actually guided, so it will tell you exactly what to do. Okay, Hannah.
Mhm.
That's the end of the meditation.
Okay.
How was it?
Very calming. And just my thoughts, getting them together, and thinking of where I want to go, and why I'm stuck in the moment. I think that helps. I don't want to say prioritize. That might be the wrong word, but it helps to figure out what's going on right now, and what the issue is at hand.
Mm-hmm. Good. Well, I want to give you some homework. This is an app on my phone that I use. It's called Simply Being.
Okay.
And it's free. You can download it. You have a smartphone, don't
Mhm.
you? You can download it on your smartphone, and it has 5, 10, I think it's 15 and 20-minute increments.
Okay.
And I want you to try until our next session the 5-minute and 10-minute meditations, and just try to practice that. Like I said, you don't have to try to make yourself think a certain way or try to control your thinking or what you're feeling or any of that. It's just use the guided meditation just like you did here today,
Mhm.
and practice that. And maybe if you think of it, write down your thoughts about how you feel and what you think, because in our next session I want us to talk about values.
Mhm.
About what's important to you, about what values you have, so we can kind of use those as a springboard for goals.
Okay.
Okay?
Now, do I do this like twice a day, or when I wake up in the morning?
How do you want to do it?
I guess it would vary depending on the feeling of the day.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So you can use it whenever you feel like you need it.
Okay.
Okay?
Got it.
All right. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
coming.